Good evening and welcome to NewsNight. Tonight we'll have your international, national, and local news. I'm Sam Myrick.
And I'm Colleen Winder. The government shutdown continues as protests are happening nationwide and here in Pittsburgh. Also, ancient jewels stolen from one of the world's most famous museums.
Also, Pittsburgh has started a new tradition to honor individuals who have ties to Pittsburgh that have made a positive impact on the world.
All this and more coming up on NewsNight. The most visited museum in the world, Paris's Louvre, was broken into, causing 88 million euros, 102.63 million in US dollars of damage. The heist took place in broad daylight around 9:30 a.m. while open to the public. The four thieves were able to steal 8 out of 9 items targeted, including the tiara of Empress Eugenie, part of the sphere and emerald jewelry set of Queen Marie Amélie, Queen Hortense, and Marie Louise within 6 to 7 minutes. The four disguised themselves as workers and used a crane to break into the upper window. And as of now, the suspects are still at large, with Paris public prosecutors saying, quote, "It is important to remember that this damage isn't economic damage, but is nothing compared to the historical damage caused by this theft," end quote. The event is being dubbed by Europeans as the, quote, heist of the century.
Britain's royal Prince Andrew will be giving up his title as Duke of York after accusations he was in contact with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who settled a sexual assault lawsuit against Andrew in 2022, had a posthumous memoir released last Tuesday that alleged Andrew sexually assaulted her. Along with photos of Epstein and Andrew together resurfacing, Prince Andrew says he gave up his titles because, quote, "the continued accusations about me distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family," end quote. He also said, quote, "I vigorously deny the accusations against me," end quote. A cricket team in Afghanistan is forfeiting their upcoming games after 3 of their players were killed. The reporter Sophia Weiss is in studio to tell us more.
Afghanistan is forfeiting their place in an upcoming cricket series after claiming that 3 players on its team were killed in an airstrike conducted by Pakistan. A funeral for all 3 players was held on Saturday, and the Afghanistan Cricket Board announced that they would be pulling out of their upcoming tournament out of respect for the dead. The Afghanistan Cricket Board mentioned in a statement that the deaths of the players were, quote, "a great loss for Afghanistan's sports community, its athletes, and the cricketing family," end quote. This attack occurred just hours after a temporary truce between Afghanistan and Pakistan expired following days of conflict between the border of the 2 countries. As a result of this decision from the Afghanistan Cricket Board, Zimbabwe will be replacing them in the upcoming T20 series. Despite the Taliban's claims that Pakistan wanted to prolong the conflict, negotiations are still being made between Afghanistan and Pakistan on whether or not the truce should be extended any longer.
The New York City mayoral debates between Democratic candidate Zohan Madami, Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa, and independent candidate Andrew Cuomo showcased their mixed personalities. In the first mayoral debate last Friday depicted both Cuomo and Sliwa combating frontrunner Madami on issues like the Trump administration, Kathy Hochul, their past as a New York resident, and the Israel-Hamas war. Madami with controlled responses, Sliwa with humorous anecdotes jabbing at both candidates, and Cuomo with clinical and hostile responses. The second mayoral debate continued the aggressive attacks between candidates, with each raising doubt about the other on issues like ballot proposals, New York's affordability, and Eric Adams. Madami continues to lead over Cuomo by more than 10% in the polls ahead of voting day on November 4th.
Many universities have rejected the Trump administration's compact or agreement to follow the administration's priorities for prioritized funding. The compact, titled Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education, was sent on October 1st to 9 universities. 7 have denied signing the compact, including the University of Pennsylvania, and 2 have not signed or denied it. The compact would require schools to limit international students, freeze tuition prices for 5 years, define gender by biological characteristics, and commit to hiring and accepting students outside of DEI practices. The administration plans to offer the compact to other schools in the future.
This past Saturday, October 18th, about 2,600 No Kings protests took place nationwide. The main theme of the protests, which criticized President Trump and his administration, was that he was acting more like a monarch than a president. This was a part of a second wave of protests as the first took place in July. ICE education resources cuts, poor use of government funds, and book bans were among the topics being protested, with others taking stances in support of abortion rights, Palestine, and environmental protection. Despite the criticism from the Republican politicians, the protests were overall peaceful and filled with hope and joy for many Americans. No Kings protests took place right here in downtown Pittsburgh. This past Saturday, NewsNight reporter Robert Fornatero has more.
Liberty and justice for all!
Hundreds of people showed up in downtown Pittsburgh on Saturday afternoon as part of a series of coordinated rallies across the country for the No Kings movement. The downtown rally began around 12:30 outside the City County building, the first of 3 No Kings events across Pittsburgh. Organized by Indivisible Pittsburgh, the demonstration featured multiple speakers, community groups, and live music. Director Tracy Baton served as MC, introducing local officials, advocates, and musicians Fat Man D and Sugar Ray Morrison. Among the first to speak was Allegheny County Executive Sarah Innamorato, who spoke directly about the rally's opposition towards President Donald Trump.
I believe when we work together and we respect one another's humanity, we can and we will defeat Trumpism, and we will build a better America together.
Throughout the afternoon, other speakers like United States Representative Summer Lee and Dr. Gadi Hadar focused on civic engagement, voter participation, and checks and balances in government, all calling for action. Another speaker, Beth Foringer of Ceasefire PA, called for lawmakers to take action on gun violence prevention.
We the people, our neighborhoods, our families, our friends, are a rising tide of change. We're steady, unyielding, and we will rise up and flood the halls of power with our voices and our stories until lawmakers act to stop and prevent the next death.
Between speeches, musicians performed and volunteers helped register voters. Vendors sold buttons and shirts along the sidewalks, and organizers estimated one of the largest turnouts since the movement began. As the downtown segment wrapped up, Baton encouraged participants to continue marching to the next scheduled demonstrations. Organizers said the 3-part march was meant to link neighborhoods and extend the conversation beyond a single gathering. Public safety officials reported no major incidents or arrests and followed the group as it continued on foot.
It's awesome. This is really, it's always restorative for me to come down and see all these like-minded people. We're the majority, you know.
My grandmother took me to DC in 2017. That was my first soiree into protesting. And now I'm here just because I'm fed up, very fed up.
Now, as the rally concludes, many say the message they wanted to share was simple.
We have a constitution, not a king.
As the downtown portion of the No Kings rally concludes, the crowd will be traveling to Mellon Square Park and Shadyside throughout the day to continue the demonstrations. Reporting from downtown Pittsburgh, I'm Robert Fornatero.
Coming up after the break, a Jeffrey Epstein victim files a lawsuit against a Pittsburgh-based company, plus updates on local construction that will impact downtown Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh launched a brand new tribute to some of its most iconic figures with a new landmark. The Pittsburgh Walk of Fame outside the terminal in the Strip District will honor 10 big names from the area, including environmentalist Rachel Carson, children's TV legend Fred Rogers, industrialist Andrew Carnegie, and actor Michael Keaton, who made a special appearance at Monday's ceremony. The family members and representatives accepted the honors on behalf of the inductees. Fred Rogers' son led the crowd in a moment of silence, while Keaton expressed his appreciation for the city, saying, quote, "I want to thank you honestly from the bottom of my heart for even showing up to this. This is what everyone says about these people. It's such a great place," end quote. The stars are now permanently displayed along Smallman Street.
On November 4th, Allegheny County is holding a general election. October 20th was the last day to register to vote. Satellite voting locations are now available at times, where residents can request a mail-in ballot and submit on the spot. They are open Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at CCAC Homewood Campus, North Park and South Park ice rinks in the Allegheny County office building. Voting polls on November 4th will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Last Wednesday, a lawsuit was filed against BNY by one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. The lawsuit filed by one of the Epstein's sex trafficking victims, identified just as Jane Doe, says, quote, BNY for years processed $378 million in payments to women trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. BNY had a plethora of information regarding Epstein's sex trafficking operation, but chose profit over protecting the victims, end quote. The city of Pittsburgh claims they were unaware of any payments made to any victims at any point.
Point Park's annual Day of Giving is just 2 weeks away on November 6th. The event is looking to raise $350,000 from alumni, faculty, donors, and more, in order to support scholarships, athletics, and more, according to the event's website. UVU's own Alyssa Mandarak interviews event organizers Jill Zoria and Emily Schoberg to discuss details on the event.
Day of Giving is coming up on November 6th, so mark your calendars. It's the day of the year that we get the most individual donations to Point Park University. We reach out to alumni and supporters across the country and really amplify what the different schools and departments have been working on. Asking them to donate and give back to the schools and departments that make Point Park so wonderful and really have impact on the student body.
Yeah, and just to put an exclamation point on that, it is the single most important day of the year for us to rally the troops from tens of thousands of alumni across the country, our board of trustees, our leadership team, to support and invest in our students.
Thank you for that, Alyssa. If you'd like to see the interview in its entirety, it's up right now on our YouTube channel, UView Television.
Point Park Student Government Association is planning to continue its outreach to the student body via its poll series. Results of the previous poll, which had about 40 responses, touched on issues students had with the university, in which students reported, quote, critters in the dining hall, end quote, and also a desire for security guards around campus and at Lawrence Hall specifically. Next week's poll will focus on engagement with the Student Government Association specifically, so be sure to keep an eye out on your email to ensure your voice and opinion is heard.
Construction begins Monday downtown on 5th Avenue and Market Square in hopes of solving an ongoing drainage issue. The construction is scheduled to take place over the next several weeks, with parts of 5th Avenue being completely blocked off. As a result, traffic has been impacted, forcing drivers to find another route. Bus routes have also been moved, with the 5th Avenue bus stop being temporarily closed, forcing riders to wait at the bus stop on Liberty Avenue. Construction is set to finish over the next 3 weeks. When we come back, you'll hear about a crazy situation that stops vehicles from moving, plus local and weekly weather, so don't go anywhere. I could have done the move.
Last week, traffic on Interstate 79 was backed up for 2 miles and barely moving due to a cow being stuck in the median around 7 in the morning. State police received multiple calls about the cow meandering the median around mile marker 81 near the Cranberry Township exit. Local farrier Kyle Carson received notice of the cow and arrived on scene. After waiting for the cow to relax, Carson mounted his horse, ironically named Highway, and roped the cow back to safety. While the cow did not belong to Carson, he treated it like it was his own. Where the cow came from remains unknown, as well as how it got on the highway, but it is now at local farm receiving proper care. It feels like this chilly fall weather is here to stay. Reporter Cora Polanski has our daily and weekly weather reports.
I am here in Village Park. It is Thursday afternoon. Right now we got that classic Pittsburgh gray with a little bit of sun peeking through. It's a little bit chilly, but as long as you layer up, you should be okay. Tomorrow on Friday, we can expect more of the same with highs in the 50 degrees, lows in about the 30s, and wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. So if you're headed out to any football games, make sure to layer up and you should be okay. And now for weekly weather. Weekend temperatures will be similar to Friday's forecast. The temperature highs will continue to be in the low 50s throughout the weekend, and all the days will most likely be cloudy. The sun will come out on Monday when everyone will be starting a new week. There will be a high of 60, but it'll be the only day next week that has a low temperature in the 30s. The rest of the week, the low temperature will be in the 40s. All high temperatures during the week will continue to be in the 50s. Thursday is the only day of the week where there will be a chance of rain showers. Overall, make sure to dress warm and enjoy the last full week of October. I'm Cora Polanski in Village Park, reporting for UView Television.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of NewsNight. If you want to see more, check out our social media pages on both Facebook and Instagram at UV Television.
You can also check out more episodes on our YouTube channel or our website uview.pointpark.edu. I'm Sam Myrick.
And I'm Colleen Winder. From everyone here at NewsNight, thank you for watching and have a great evening.